I am staff of research and division. And for today, I'm honored to be your moderator in the first Indopet webinar during this session 5 for today event. And you can call me Donna. Okay, and today we have two presenters in session 5. The first will present is Mr. Jesper Norskov from Business Academy of Aarhus, Denmark, and Mr. Tri Sugiarto from Yogyakarta State University, Indonesia. And this presenter will be discussing about Innovation Camp, and the Innovation Camp I just give a short brief about the Innovation Camp. Innovation Camp is an intensive idea generation, idea development, and innovation method where students from different educational programs are working together in interdisciplinary teams in order to solve a specific issue or challenge for a company. In this session, in the 5th session, presenter from Denmark will explain about the method in detail, while Indonesian presenters will share about the one-year implementation pilot result. And after all the two presenters finish their presentation, there will be a question and answer session at the end. Now, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Jesper Norskov. Mr. Jesper Norskov has more than 25 years of experience with teaching, training, and tutoring of students within the areas of innovation, entrepreneurship, international marketing, financial controlling, and international economics. His educational background is a master's degree in business administration and a graduate certificate in financial management. During these years, he has participated in several research and development projects with special focus on entrepreneurship and business innovation. And this connection, he has experiences with working in international orientation project. He is currently employed as senior lecturer at Business Academy Aarhus, where he is affiliated with the educational program of innovation and entrepreneurship, where he has also assisted in developing, implementing, and operating new educational program and courses within entrepreneurship. Without further ado, may I please call Mr. Jesper Norskov. We will have 10 until 15 minutes of time to give your presentation. Please, Mr. Jesper Norskov, time is yours. You can start to present your presentation.
So you can see me now?
Of course, clearly, but the voice is still echoing, a little bit echoing. And you can start now.
So I just need the presentation.
Okay, you can share your presentation by clicking the share button on the top left beside the edit button.
Yeah, but now I've been it says that thank you for using 1 second. Yeah. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay, we're still waiting for you.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, good.
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, of course, we already see your presentation. It's good.
Okay, but I can't, can you see me as well, or I can't see you?
Yeah, we can see you clearly, and the voice is great. You can start.
Okay, then I'll just start the presentation.
Yes, of course. Time is yours.
Thank you. And as you said, I will start to present the background behind the Innovation Camp. I will talk a bit about what it is and why we are doing it. And then Dede from Yogyakarta will tell what we actually did in practice in Indonesia last time we were there. So first, okay. What is Innovation Camp? Normally, when we do it in Denmark, it's normally between 12 and 48 hours intensive work where the students work with different creative processes. They learn something about how to develop ideas, and they do 2, 3, maybe 4 presentations during the camp. They will be cooperating in teams with the students from different disciplines. That means in our faculty we have students from agriculture, finance, marketing, innovation and entrepreneurship, auto technology, and a lot of different. And we actually try them to put them together, and they have to solve a challenge of some kind. I get back to different challenges afterwards. Normally we'll collaborate with a company, but it could be public authority, non-governmental organizations, or any kind of external partner. It could be all kinds of external partners. The Innovation Camp is, if you ask the students, they are characterized by lots of ups and downs. At the same time, there is a lot of fun, and we normally integrate a competition. So at the end of the Innovation Camp, there will actually be a winner. There's some rules for this camp. The way we do it is the students get only one assignment at a time. So when they meet, they know within the next 3 to 4 hours, you have to present the first solutions to the challenge. And after the first assignment has been done, they get the next deadline. So they can only see 2, 3, 4 hours ahead, what are we going to deliver. And that's also the part of the stressing thinking, because if they know what they have to hand in at the end, they will be working at the end product and will not go through the whole process with the creative thinking and the idea generation. So that's why we do it one assignment, one deadline. The students have to know that we are a team here, so it's everybody has to deliver something. So it's the musketeer saying one for all and all for one. It's also very important that the students feel have comfort with being in the team, so they say actually what they think. So don't they have to train to actually to be better to come out with the feelings or the meanings about the work that they've been doing. They have to do a lot of hard work before they celebrate, but as I said before, there will be ups and downs, and sometimes they start actually to celebrate before there's anything to celebrate. But that they know these guidelines before we start, so they know we celebrate at the end. And then there's this thing about the winner spirit. That's a part of the competition. So if you join a camp, we know it's more process than product, but it helps if there's a winner spirit during the camp present at the students. So why do camps? Yeah, for the students' point of view, it's about learning to develop ideas, learning to be a part of a creative process, and learning to work with students with another educational background. Because it's very easy in the daily life to discuss with students with exactly the same background as yourself. But it's quite another part when you meet a student from, if I'm from marketing, when I have to talk with a student from the agricultural department, we don't have the same language. So this learning about talking with students with a different background is one of the most important learnings. Then they learn through the creative process to evaluate ideas. They learn much about to develop concepts, and they learn how to present and sell the ideas. And we actually see a very high learning curve when they start to present, because they get better at presenting and selling the ideas. The student actually also get an insight in what do I know that other people don't know, because when they're back at the home study, the students almost always know the same. So if one student says something, maybe I knew it in forehand, but when you meet students from another background, it's you actually get to use your knowledge much more than you will do in the traditional classroom. And then the last part was the solution that's come up will almost always create value for the partner. Or it could be actually, some of our students will be working for their own company. So the value they create could actually be something they're going to set into real life after the camp. So why do camps? Again, yes, everybody gets the toolbox. Some has a very kiddie toolbox when they start the camp, but leave the camp with an extraordinary new, bigger toolbox with a lot of sharpened tools. So that's always this process contra the product thinking, because the process, they will learn what they have. When they experience the process and they come back to school, they will actually, when they do the reflection part, they will know that they actually learned a lot during the process. And that's what we mean with, you have some tools about teamwork, but these tools has been much better after the camp. And the same thing about creative thinking and idea development and so on. The different themes, you said in your presentation that we normally do it for company. We do that in Denmark, but we're actually working with themes of every kind. So it could be a challenge for an existence business. It could be a challenge for your own business. It could be a challenge with society. Maybe you have a lot of unemployed workers that need challenges, so the students have to come up with solutions for that. It could be environmental challenges, as the one we will be hearing about in a moment. It could be challenges, what could we use the technology for in the future of different kind. It could be if you see the robots as not a challenge. Some see it as a challenge, but some other people see it as an opportunity. So it could be of any kind. It could be, how does the future kitchen look like? How does the future school look like? How will the future elderly home look like? So there could be a lot of different challenges. And city challenges as well. Right now, Aarhus is actually the city of culture in 2017. So there's a lot of work going on. What should we actually be doing during 2017, getting Aarhus to be known all over the world? And that's a challenge that the students are working on all over Aarhus right now, actually. And it could be the one we used to when we did the test cam in Dar es Salaam. How should Dar es Salaam be known as the cleanest city in the world? Also a big challenge. So a bit more into detail. So what should you do before you actually put the camp to work? And then there's always this talk about the focus. Is it the process part or is the product part, the output? And as a teacher, of course, we want to make our students to be even better students. So we focus a lot of the process. But at the same time, the student will not be looking that much into the process during the process. They'll be looking more into the output or the product at the end. And of course, if you have a challenge if the students are working with a challenge, we will be looking at the output. And if it's a part of a competition, the judges at the end will normally only look at the output. So it's a mix. Sometimes you have judges actually look into how has this team been moving from day 1 to day 3, and they will give them a prize for the best process. That's always a choice you have to make. The time schedule, we tried everything. As I said, normally it's between 12 and 48 hours, but we actually also had 1 week where you actually start on Monday, where they give the students are given the assignment, and then they have to collect knowledge about the assignment. Maybe it's a challenge that they don't know anything about. So they will use the 2 days actually to get insights in what actually are the challenges here. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll do the camp. So it can be constructed in, yes, there are so many different choices you can make. So it doesn't have to be 48 hours. And also the participant part, how many students are participating? We have tried from 12 to 150. So that depends on how you orchestrate the whole event. So normally they will be in groups of between 4 to 6 students. So there's no obstacle, but of course we have that depends on how many teachers will be participating, how many facilitators will be working during the camp. And among the differentiated part means that's about where does the student come from, the different educational background. And we have a lot of experience with the more different they are, the longer it takes them actually to get working on the challenge. But at the same time, the output is normally more innovative if it's a group of different students than if it's a group of homogeneous students. Teachers, facilitators, I think Didde will come back to that, because the teachers has to know the difference being a teacher and then a facilitator, because the student can be working with challenges that you don't know anything about. So it's more about facilitating the process than delivering knowledge. So the teacher has to see himself, when I work as a facilitator, I'm actually a catalysator for the process and not a bank of knowledge as you normally are. Where should it be held? Yes, also again, that's your choice. Sometimes it's at the school, but we know for sure that the students get a different mindset when they actually moved out from the normal surroundings. And the assignment, it could be any kind. So the partner could be, as I said, a company. It could be the government. It could be an NGO. That depends on the challenge. So this one is stolen from Hendrik at the Venus University. So he sees it actually as a cooking. So you actually choose the different ingredients, you put them in the bowl, and at the end it comes out with some different meal than you actually could see from the ingredients from the beginning. So every camp is special and it has its own recipe. So when we're going to Jakarta and just after Easter, it will be, I think it will be a 24-hour camp with master students working with challenges from 4 different companies, and there will be about 100 students. And so far, it will be in 4 camps running at the same time, each with a different challenge. So that was actually what I had to say. So I think right now it will be, we'll be listening to how was the camp had been run in real life. So thank you. I hope they could hear anything.
Okay. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Mr. Jasper.
Thank you.
The interesting thing is there are collaboration, with the other student with education background, and the student have to prepare something with the camp challenge, and they try to finish. Okay. And this method has been implemented in Yogyakarta State University, Yogyakarta, and to see how Yogyakarta State University adopt this method in their university, I would like to call our second presenter, and he is Mr. Tri Sugiarto. Mr. Tri Sugiarto, whom is a lecturer in Faculty of Language and Art, Yogyakarta State University, and he has been joining the university since 2013, and he is specialized in English language studies, and he is currently in the coordinator of BIPA, Indonesian for Foreign Speaker in State University Yogyakarta. Now, may I please call Mr. Tri Sugiarto, and you will have 10 until 15 minutes to give your presentation. And Mr. Tri, the time is yours. Okay, please, Mr. Tri.
Okay, thank you very much, Donna. Thank you,
Okay.
Jasper. This is an honor for us, for Yogyakarta State University, to be given the opportunity to share our experience piloting one of the innovative pedagogy granted by Arthur's Business Academy, Denmark. So first of all, I'm going to share that we're going to dealing with 3 different parts. First of all is the preparations, second is the actions, and the third one is the reflection. In terms of the reflection, I'm going to invite 2 different participants, one representing the students participating in the camp, and one is the lecturers, one lecturer participating also in the camp last year. It was conducted on November 2016. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that we did to do the pilot of innovation camp is recruiting the participants, because this event is not mandatory one, so we are seeking for participants to join this method. And this method was implemented and targeted to students from semester 1 and semester 3. We have some philosophical reason for that one. If you're interested to know the reason why semester 1 and semester 3, I'm going to elaborate it later. So it's free for everyone. So the thing that the students need to do is just to register themselves to the office and then joining the preparation and staff in order to equip them with sufficient information before they join the activity in the camp. Then the second thing that we do is we selected the appropriate place to be the venue of the event, because we are sure that it's a special activity when this special activity needed a special result too. So we try to select a very representative place. It's a place, a recreational place outside of the city, because you can get some nature, some tranquility, and some fresh air. Therefore, your brain will be working very effectively. Then, for the recruitment, the result of the recruitment, as Jasper has previously mentioned, it is the combinations of students coming from different study programs, because this pilot is conducted in Faculty of Languages and Art. So there we have 11 study programs. So we have 5 up to 7 students each team, and we had 12 teams. So in one team, there wouldn't be the same students coming from the same study program representing the study program anyway. So during the activity, we involve one leader, one coordinator, 6 facilitators, 2 experts, and 5 judges. 5 judges will be rolling for the position as juries during the final presentation. And the experts here, we involve stakeholders because the nature of the camp is to make the student close to the practice, because so far what they have learned is theoretical parts. So they need to know the real problem happen in society, happen in the environment, in the social, in the economical sectors. That's why we involve 2 stakeholders. The first stakeholders is BORDA, stands for Bremen Overseas Research and Development Associations. It is an NGO based in Germany, and one of the local another stakeholders, is the local district government of Kecamatan Depok Sleman, because we are situated. The university is situated in Kecamatan Depok in Sleman, Yogyakarta. So we involve the government to participate, to be the one contributing to what is the problem that is currently faced by the people living in Kecamatan Depok. And before the event taken place, so we have 2 days workshop. The first workshop is dedicated to the teachers, because it is explained before that teachers tend to, foot spooning the students, like to direct the students to particular information and helping the student with solution. We want this activity to be put aside because them to fear, like they don't want to be interfered by the facilitator, by the lecturers, so that's better. But if they want to have facilitator assisting them, so they get the opportunity to ask some questions. But the facilitator will not give the exact answer. They will just give some clues and invite the students, the participants, to think themselves. The second workshop is dedicated to students. This is to equip them, to introduce them with the tools to get to know the technique of channeling creativity, because we want them to think creatively, we want them to think critically also. So we equip them with a workshop. Both workshops were mentored by Bashir, Jasper, and Tim. And the second part, the action, in the beginning of the piloting, we did team building 1. There were 2 team buildings. The first team building is the one that gather all the students. So we want them to know each other, because most likely they don't know each other before. We want them to know each other and know exactly that they are there for the same purpose. That's the first team building. So we did it as a big team. The second one, the team building number 2, is the team building dedicated per group. So before, they are those students are grouped into one, but we want them to be the team, because the team, wisely saying, stands for together everyone achieve more. So we need them to have the same goal, the same idea, that they go there to solve the problem, and they have to be the one winning the competition, because the solution that they are trying to provide will be in competitive models. So we need them to have a strong bonding, so that's why we had team building number 2. As I mentioned to you earlier, so we involved 2 stakeholders, and the one informing the challenge was the one coming from Border. And after several discussions with Border as well as the people from Kecamatan Depok, from Depok district, we formulated the challenge as how can you create non-monetary incentive for people to reduce, reuse, and recycle solid waste in their houses and neighborhoods in Depok, Sleman, Yogyakarta. So after we released the challenge, then the students started to work. we provided them with some access, Wi-Fi connection, for example. We informed them to bring laptops too. So we also provide them with 2 experts that they can contact it, so they will know the problem, they will know the nature of the problem, the cause of the problem, so they can elaborate and raise some ideas to support their team to be the winning of solving the problem. The group work here lasted like 4 hours. So after 4 hours, they will do the presentations. This is called the first presentations. The first presentations, every group need to present their 2 best solutions in front of everyone, in front of other groups. In this case, one group may take the idea from another group. So if you want to take benefits from the idea from the other group, so you may do that. But then you have to be very creative. You can put the idea, your first idea, and add lots of ideas coming from others and formulate them into one new idea. Because this opportunity also in this first presentation, they will get feedbacks given by other students coming from other groups. So it will also help them to improve themselves. So the competition mood in the first presentation is not really seen obviously, but because they still give feedbacks and give contributions to other team. And after the first presentations, like when they got some feedback from friends, then they will go again to work in a group for 3 up to 4 hours. And again, they will do presentations for the second time. So in this presentation, in the second presentations, they will not present their idea, one best solution that they have decided in front of other team. They will only present their solution in front of the facilitators. And after they presented their solution, there will be some feedbacks. The feedbacks here again is only a reminder for them. The questions from the facilitators might be, why don't you think about, then the facilitators continue. The facilitator will not say that this is bad or this is good, this is very excellent, this is very creative. No, they will just remind the students that probably there are some points, there are some aspects that they miss. And whether or not the students will take the feedback seriously, it's their choice. If they think that the current solution was already good, so they can confidently continue the solution. And after the presentation, again, they will have some time, 3 to 4 hours to have the presentation, to have the working, I mean. And the working is facilitated also by the facilitators, by the lecturers joining the camp. As I said earlier, if only they need the facilitators, they will share the idea, they will be able to ask, or facilitator will come to their team. If they don't need the facilitators, they can keep working themselves. So until late at night, so they will have the opportunity to fix the idea, to repair their presentation, and to probably change their solution if they finally found out that their solution is obsolete. Their solution is not going to work to solve the problem, because there is another presentation before the final presentation early in the morning. That's the last presentation that they will have in front of their facilitators. And after that last presentation, in the middle of the day, in the second day, for your information, we take 48 hours camp. So we stayed in the camp like 2 days, 3 nights and 2 days. And in these final presentations, we had 3 judges. One is the expert on sanitation and waste engineering. One is from Boda, and one is from local district government, and one is the representative from our university. And there come the winners. The winners are based on the creativity, the genuine idea, and how the idea is feasible to be implemented. So here we have 3 winners. Usually it should be only 1 winner, but we consider also the process, how they really work hard. So the second and third winner is based on the consideration of some aspects that the team, the management team think about. The first winner is the one that become the choice of the judges for having an extraordinary solution to the problem. Now, we come to the third part, which is testimony. We are here, we have one experience, the testimony from the teacher that will explain to you, share to you in her perspective as the facilitator during the camp.
Hello, good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. My name is Afi Melawati. I'm a lecturer in Japanese language education in Yogyakarta State University. First of all, I want to say thank you to allow me participating in the InnoCamp program. Individually, as a facilitator in this program, InnoCamp gave many benefits for me. First, it opens my views about where should the lecturer stand. While following the team discussion, we cannot press the team to follow our ideas. When facilitating them in the discussion, at that time I want to show them that this ideas is better, or your ideas should be like this, like this, like this. But control ourselves to stop sharing our ideas is very hard in teaching. We usually share our ideas to the student, but we cannot do that. And let them free is the new experience of teaching. And for the students, it's not only build creative thinking and social responsibility, but also challenge themselves to compete. This should be realistic and economic, to gain their target. And InnoCamp also can push their awareness about social problem in their community, and making it as a competition, it can make the team to show the best. I wish it can be continue in another time. InnoCamp, great. Thank you.
Hello, I am Danica. I am the participant of last innovation camp, and here I want to give my testimonial. Working with the people that I never met before, with the people from various departments and different background, it's really hard. And the hardest part is that when we try to combine our idea into one great and innovative idea to find a solution of that problem, it is really hard. At that time, we almost gave up. But then we remember about the deadline. I think the deadline is give more good than harm. Why is that so? It is because when we almost give up, we remember the due date, and we should keep our discipline, and we should finish our mission. And finally, at the end, we made it. Mission accomplished. We made a great team, and and serve a good solution. Thank you.
Well, that's it. So that's our presentations. Thank you very much for joining us. It's back to you, Donna.
Okay, thank you for your nice presentation, Mr. Tree, for sharing with us the method that already applied in your university and step by step the action of implementation. And it's very interesting when the student give a challenge, yeah, and it's based on the problem in their area. And now we come to the question and answer session, and we have 20 minutes, yeah, 20 minutes for question and answer session. Uh, for the participant can write down on the chat box, and there are already some question, and we inform you that there are about 60 participants that already joined to this webinar. And the question is maybe for both presenter, Mr. Tri and Mr. Jasper. Some question is from Mr. Daru Budiarto from SMKN 1 Bula, Indonesia. He said that I think the camp is very good for the student at the university, but how do you think if the camp is implemented on a senior high school student with Indonesian curricula? Okay, please, maybe one will be the first presenter want to answer the question. Mr. Jasper or Mr. Tree? Mr. Jasper, please.
If we actually use the same camp concept down to students at the age of 15, 16 years. So in my mind, it could be used at any educational level. That only depends on the challenge. Because if they need to have some insights in, let's say, if it was an agricultural challenge, and then need to have some greater insights, of course they need a higher educational level. But if the solution is about the future, how does the future school looks like, I actually think you get much better ideas with using kids instead of grown-up students.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jasper, for the answering. So the method could be applied in high school, yeah, from any kind of level of education. So it's depend on the problem and the challenge for the student. Okay, Mr. Tree, what do you think about that, Mr. Tree?
I would stand in the same positions like Jasper, because this is a good event that can be conducted to the freshmen, to the new student in the school. So when they are introduced with the environment in the junior or senior high school, because usually in the beginning of the academic calendar, there is a program of orientations in the school, right? And we also can put it as one of the activity that help the student to notice that there are some problems that they may face. The problem of the school, for example, commonly the problem of using of drugs, for instance. So they provide the solution to prevent themselves from the misbehavior that they may encounter in the future. So that's really positive. So we also recommend all the, the program, the new program for the new students in junior or senior high school or university level to have this sort of activity. That's the answer, Jonah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Tri. Mr. Tri, there's some question. What is the biggest challenge when you try to implement this method in your university? And then for the next camp, what is the challenge do you want to give to the student?
So the challenge was we were at the beginning afraid of the fact that it might be very difficult to gather different students coming from different study program, and we were afraid to the fact that probably because they are in the first and third semester, one might think that they are senior, one might think that they are junior, and the seniority, juniority may hamper everything. But then with the systematic mechanism that we provide them in the beginning, so everything will be tackled down, and the result was very great. It was really good. And the things that we will do probably, because we are planning for the sustainability of the program, we plan to apply the same action for the new student in the academic calendar. So we would like to provide as many problems as possible. It will be dedicated for the new students of our university, and Jasper knows exactly what is the terminology of the activity, which is expert in team. So we provide them with some problems, social problem, or our own university problems that covers, could be environment, could be literacy, yeah, the one that has not been given before. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tri. So for the participant who wants to ask question for the presenter, please you can write down on the chat box, and I will deliver your question to the presenters. Hmm? Hmm? Kenapa? So there's question from Ibu Nur Kamima, and the question is about, maybe it's for Mr. Tri. After they finish the camp, is there any follow up for the participant? So maybe what's the follow up for the participant of the camp after they finish the camp?
So the first follow-up, for sure, the evaluation. We gather them, we try to unite them in the same room to reflect everything they had experienced. And after that, because we're now also piloting a new activity which is called Project Hatchery, so the student that involved that participated in the camp will be the senior tutors that helping assisting the new program to help them solving the issue. And we also because in the university we have like scientific competitions called LKTM and PKM, Program Kreativitas Mahasiswa. That's the PKM stands for. So it's the also a program dedicated to solve the crucial issue that is ongoing in the society. So we transfer them, or we direct them to be the one producing an idea to be presented in sort of competitions. So number one is for sure the reflection, the evaluations among us. Number two is we ask them to participate in the next piloting project to be the senior tutors. The third one, we engage them to be the one who will contribute to a scientific paper presenting for a particular competitions among university students.
Some question from Ibu Ani Ismayani. And maybe it's Mr. Tree and Mr. Jasper could answer the question. The innovation camp is a big event, I think, yeah, the big activity. So Miss Ibu Ani asking what kind of things have to be prepared to the activity effective and successfully for the innovation camp. Please, Mr. Tree or Mr. Jasper could answer.
What has to be prepared before the camp was the question.
Yes.
Yes. And as Tree also said, you have to have the team of the facilitators ready,
Okay.
and then you have to choose, as in the Yogyakarta campus, it was Tree and Svenja. There must be a leader of the camp. Normally, we in Western Europe we use a good guy and a bad guy. So there has to be one guy that's in charge of the whole event as a conferencier role. And then you have to have facilitators working with the teams. And then of course you need the sponsor, the guy, like the company or the organization that actually gives the challenge to the students. And you have to have the judges ready as well. So it's the team controlling the event, it's the facilitators, it's the sponsor, it's the judges, and of course you need the students as well, the participants. And normally we get sponsorships from those who actually are giving the challenge. So that could be, some of them pay for the students' food, or some pay for the rent of the place we are staying. So as I said the last slide, it could be cooked in any way you want to, but of course these things I mentioned first is very important. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jasper. So, for Mr. Tree, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Jasper has covered all the answers. So we need stakeholders that can be internal or external that can help us, can sponsor us. Because without a doubt, we need some supporting finance to help us doing the running of the camp anyway. And yeah, other thing has been mentioned very clearly by Jasper.
Okay, so in this case, in State Jakarta University, is working with a local department, right?
Yeah, we're working with local district.
Okay, local district. Okay, for other participant who wants ask question to our presenter today, please, you can type on the chat box, or maybe if you want to ask directly, you can ask to the presenter also.
Yeah.
Where is it? There's some question for Mr. Jasper. This is one of the participant, and question is, what's the meaning of one for all and all for one, and how you distinguish with the teamwork in this innovation camp?
Yes, it means that, as it was mentioned by Tree, they did this team building part before they actually went into the challenge, and it means that everybody has to accept that every team member has something to contribute to the challenge. And that means that the team has to agree that everybody should be heard, everybody has the right to speak, and if some is silent, the facilitator actually could join or be a part of the group and then what do you actually mean about this solution that the team are working on right now? So it means as a part of this teamwork together, everybody achieves more. You have to be able to know why you have one mouth and 2 ears to listen to the other team members. And no voice is better than another voice in the team. So that's what it means.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jasper. And for Mr. Tree, there's a question for you. After the innovation camp finish, are the best team, implement their idea for to solve the problem?
That's a good question. It's not the team implementing the idea, the solution, but because the challenge was given by our stakeholders. So the team, the solution is the one to be given to the stakeholders, the one to be done by stakeholders. So the one implementing the solution is the stakeholders. In this case, either the Borda, the NGO working in environmental sustainability in Jogja, or the district, the Kecamatan of Depok. So the students, the team only give the insight, give the feasible scenario of solving the problem, the feasibility, how can we manage to solve the problem effectively, creatively. Yeah. So the stakeholders is the one implementing the solution.
Okay, so the best team only give suggestion to the institution, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The idea only. Okay.
Yeah, the idea, exactly.
Okay. Okay, is there any question for the other participant? Please, you can write them on the text box.
Det er samme metode, vi var op til at høre ham på business college, eller business. Handelskolen. Det er samme metode. Sammen på telefonen.
Okay, for our two presenter, there's no question. I think it's enough. Okay, thank you very much for our presenter and all participants who are very active in asking questions. And I'm sorry not all questions can be discussed in this session. May I inform you that yesterday's session recording has been uploaded. So for those who missed yesterday's session, can check out that on webinar.siamulet.org. And for today recorded session will be published tomorrow on the same website. And all updates and information regarding the first IndoPet webinar also can be accessed through the website address as well. And for the participant, don't forget to fill in and submit questionnaires which can be accessed through this address bit.ly/indopet. And tomorrow will be the last session, the sixth session, and we're inviting two presenters, one from University of Gans, she's Joanna, and from Indonesia, Ibu Lani Hartanti from Widya Mandala Catholic University, Surabaya. And for the presenter, we'll discuss about gamification. And hopefully tomorrow's session will be as fruitful as today's session. And thank you for the presenter, and see you tomorrow, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Jasper.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you. See you.
Det gik jo ok. Det er meget bedre, altså det er træls at sidde og kigge på det der,
ja.
Ikke? Ja.
Det kan jeg godt forstå. Ja,
Fordi der er man jo altid, man står.
Virkede der i starten.
Men det synes som om, han godt kunne se os samtidig med Tri, ikke? Ja.
Han kunne ikke lade være med at grine, da du sagde det der together.
Nej, det har han også selv sagt.
Ja.
Så,
Nej, jeg tror, vi er nødt til at